So we will start off with what happened last time. The party is currently on a quest to deliver an item to a lord in Cormyr. They were just sent to Suzail, which is the capital of Cormyr, and they discovered that it is in disarray. There's crime everywhere. There's no guards to help anyone, that sort of thing. Everyone's kind of fending for themselves. It also leads back to Queen Raedra, who has, within the last few years, taken over from her brother, who went missing, and she's just not doing a very good job at being a ruler. So the party found this rogue named Cedric being ruffled by some thugs. The party didn't want to really help him. They gave him back to the thugs, surprisingly, but he got away. The party met up with a werewolf, who they discovered to be a werewolf, named Eridan. He's looking for his sister. She's gone missing. The party wants to help, but they're kind of in a different quest at the moment. That might help out later. And they set off for Evening Star, where the lord they're looking for is waiting. And along the way, of course, just like Creep said, she ran into her younger self. So that is where we will start. Okay, so I don't remember where exactly we left off, but you saw this spirit of your former self. Did you want to say anything? Or does anyone want to say anything to Nimue? Because she just kind of wandered off by herself for a moment.
Sinead would go up to Nimue and sort of give her like a once over and look, to see if she's like injured in some sort of way and ask, are you all right?
I am fine. Thank you. She does, her countenance says she's a little bit uneasy, for sure. But that's really about it.
Would this be something that Sinead would necessarily pick up on?
I mean,
would it be that obvious?
It would be fairly, she would definitely be trying to hide it, but I don't know. I know Sinead's mildly socially inept, so I guess that's up to you on whether you think she would pick up on it or not.
We could do a roll for it.
Let's see. You can give it to me at a disadvantage because Sinead is an idiot.
Let's have a let's see. I forgot the skills already. How could I?
Your roll perception?
Yes.
Okay.
So I want you to roll perception, and I want Creep to roll deception.
Well, it doesn't matter. I rolled a 3.
The 13 from me.
Okay. Sinead does not notice a thing.
She'll sort of kind of back up a few steps and take Nimue at her word for that and say, well, what did you see?
I must have missaw. I didn't really see anything at all. I'd like to note that we did do this at the end of last session.
Did we?
We did. I don't want to do it again.
I don't remember, sorry.
Yeah, so at the end of last session, basically, Nimue came back looking kind of weirded out and was like, I saw nothing, everything's fine. And then I believe Sinead said something along like maybe Merlin just saw like an old campfire.
Yes, I remember now.
Okay.
And then you had a moment with like looking at Krigga, and then you were just kind of like, it's fine. I'm going to let her do her thing and not be worried about it right now. But definitely noting that.
I remember now. It's been a long 2 weeks.
It's okay. I rewatched the episode today while I was doing shit to refresh me.
Fair enough.
All right. So we'll skip over that. That never happened. Okay.
retcon.
Yeah.
Retcon!
All right.
I'll fix it in post. Don't worry.
Okay. As you make your way through the thick foliage of the King's Forest, you suddenly hear the sound of clashing steel and the roar of a mighty beast in the distance. Scorch marks pepper the surrounding trees and thick vines cover the ground. You cautiously approach the source of the commotion and find yourselves in the middle of a chaotic three-way battle. To your left, you see a group of fierce dragonborn warriors wielding sharp blades and are covered in scars from countless battles. At their helm stands a towering half-dragon with white dragon ancestry. To your right, you see a group of druids clad in mossy green robes. They stand in a circle around a young green dragon who's the size of a large dog. The dragon is covered in green scales that seem to shimmer in sunlight. And in the center of the battlefield stands a brave knight of Cormyr. You notice his distinctive attire. He is wearing full plate armor dyed a wrinkled shade of purple. Adorned on his helm is a plume of purple feathers, and his cloak is also dyed purple with the symbol of the purple dragon knights emblazed on the back. He appears to be fighting against both factions, trying to protect the innocent bystanders caught in the crossfire.
You said it's a little guy, just a little dragon?
It's a puppy.
It is, you could do either nature or arcana to see what sort of age this is.
I will roll arcana.
And how many are in each group?
There are 3 dragonborn with the half-dragon guy, and 3 druids with the dragon.
I rolled an 18 total.
Okay, so you can determine that this is a wormling, which is the youngest age bracket of dragon. That's around 50 years old.
Is this a little baby?
Yep, little baby dragon.
And they're fighting it?
Not necessarily.
Would Bones get advantages on her rolls with dragons since she read about a bunch of dragon stuff in Candlekeep?
Yes, I thought you read it though.
No, I only read about the Cormyr dragon, the purple dragon, and like the lore behind that. She actually read about like dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay. Is there anything else you want to know? You determined its size and age.
I can see that you said it's green.
Yep.
So I can
Green
see
dragon.
that. No, not at the moment. I just want to cry because it's small and cute and I want to keep it as my pet.
Just a baby.
This is a little baby.
Does it look like the druids are like
They are
harm it or protecting?
They're protecting this dragon against the others.
Okay, well, Sinead's gonna look at the rest of the party. Big doe eyes. I think I want to protect that dragon.
Did you say the guy in the middle was protecting some innocents?
From what you could perceive, that there are some commoners among them, among the group. He's protecting them.
Is there like actual combat happening between these two parties, like at a ranged thing, or is it posturing at this point, or can we really tell, or are we just walking into nothing?
It is definitely an ongoing battle. You can actually roll a perception for me. That's a 15. Okay. From the observation, you can tell that the groups are pretty badly injured at this point from prolonged combat. And if you were to join, the fight would be decisive in whatever side you decide to pick.
Does it look like the Dragonborns to the left want to, like, steal the little baby dragon from the druids? Or just...
at this point, you can't really tell why they are fighting, just that they are.
Okay, so I have a question.
Yes.
I have a proficiency in religion. Are there any discerning marks on the druids? Would I like recognize anything on them, like telling me maybe they're from a certain sect of druids, or?
Sure. You would notice their robes have a dragon's claw distinct to green dragons.
Gang fight? The green dragons versus the purple dragons?
The knight in the middle, is he like directly between them, or is he like midway between but off to one side with the people he's protecting?
They're about evenly spaced in sort of a triangle formation.
A triangle, okay.
Yeah.
Krigga's going to run right smack in between the groups that are fighting and scream, "Hold!" as loud as he can.
Just a brazen little guy.
Nate's following her dad. She's just, okay, we're doing a thing now.
I'll look down at Marzander will look down at Nimue and say, "Shall we?"
Perhaps we should wait and see how this plays out. I think having two of us in the shadows may work to our benefit.
I would like to try to be a little stealthy where I am now.
Okay,
Same.
roll me stealth.
Okay. I'm gonna use one of my advantages and try to be a little more stealthy than a 4.
Okay.
Oh, yes, the 17. It's far more stealthy.
I'm also going to use an advantage because I can't let her out stealth me.
Okay, let me see.
Okay, 11. Cool.
Well done, Z.
Hey, Lord Kasuma, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. We just started tonight. It's Dragonfire and Cormyr, the return of the purple dragon. We are on episode 5, and this is a homebrew set in the land of Cormyr within the Forgotten Realms. I hope you guys hang out and enjoy your time tonight.
Hi, everyone.
That was a very bad stealth roll for a rogue.
Yeah, let me see.
Even with an advantage? What'd you get?
So the first one was 11, and the second one was an 8.
Oh,
And that's with a +6 to stealth.
buddy.
Ooh.
Okay, so we have Nimue and Marzander hiding off in the shadows. Little Bones, or sorry,
I don't know who that
Sinead.
is. Thank you.
Sorry, Sinead and Krigga are jumping into the middle of this three-way battle between some green dragon followers this bandit group and a purple dragon knight. So, Krigga, you jump in with Nimue in tow, and you yell out for everyone to stop, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. As the three battling groups notice you run in, they are confused by the sudden change of battlefield, and they stop where they are to see like what's going on here.
Krigga is gonna say to Nimue, and that's how you stop a fight, lass.
Nimue? Sinead's with you.
Sinead, sorry. I got distracted when my cat jumped on me. Krigga's gonna look over at the Cormyr Knight and say, "What's happening here?"
These innocents are caught between the two groups, the Fire Knives and the Green Druids. I am protecting them.
And why are they fighting?
You see the half dragon bellow. The king's forest is ours.
Any response from the druids?
You see the green dragon wormling hiss at the response.
Is there one of the druids who looks like they might be the leader, or one in front of the other two?
No. None of them seem to be wearing anything or acting as if they're in charge. You could assume that the green dragon's the one in charge.
Okay. Krigga's going to point at the big dragonborn and say, "You come here," and point to the ground next to him. And then he's going to point to the druids and say, "Whichever one of you is in charge, come here now." We'll see what that does.
You see the half dragon and the green dragon slowly walk towards you.
Good. He'll just wait until they get like right where he pointed.
Okay.
They come all the way up.
Yeah, they arrive where you pointed.
He's just going to stare at both of them for a few solid seconds and say, "First, what is the meaning of endangering innocents in your petty conflict?"
The green dragon will say, "The innocents do not deserve to be here. They are encroaching on my homeland."
Chris is going to turn and look at the... Now, that was the Dragonborn who said that?
That was the dragon.
That was the dragon. So Krigga's going to turn and look at the Dragonborn. Does he respond to that?
He scoffs at the notion that it's his... you could assume that he's scoffing at the notion that this is his homeland.
Seems about right. Krigga's going to look at the knight, the Cormyr Knight, and just crook his finger at him.
Okay.
Does he come?
He takes a few steps forward.
Krigga's going to point to the ground right in front of him. He wants him over.
Okay, he walks a few more steps.
Krigga's gonna ask the knight, have you witnessed this entire confrontation?
This confrontation has been going on for years. You are not the first to try to solve this.
Most land disputes go on for years. Simple-minded people and their stupid land disputes. Krigga, Krigga's going to look at the Dragonborn and he's going to say, look, and then he's going to look straight to the dragon and he's just going to look back and forth between them while he talks. I don't care about your silly disputes and your lack of self-esteem requiring you to own land. He's going to really just make that sound like you're really silly and stupid if you believe in that. You have no right to endanger innocence. And if this land, I'm assuming, is large enough to fight over, you can certainly take it somewhere else and solve it in your own space on your own time. Now, leave this place and take your fight somewhere else, or I will finish both of your sides. And then he's going to cast Giant's Might, which makes him into a large creature.
The half dragon, green dragon are confused about your new size, and they feel a sense of fear that a dwarf is now human-sized. Actually, he's do be taller. Anyways, they back up towards their respective groups and begin to walk into the forest from where they came.
Cool. Now, knight, sir, any of these peasants and civilians need assistance?
It is quite all right. I will help them get back to Suzail, where they are headed. I must say, dwarf, you have a way of convincing others.
I understand the need for combat when it suits you and when it accomplishes your goals. I struggle with the sacrifice and the endangerment of innocence. They deserve more attention than be disregarded as cattle. And then he's going to just kind of turn over his shoulder and call out to Nimue and Mars. Nimue, Mars, come out!
This is one of the two creepy people of the group walk out from the bushes.
Meanwhile, Sinead's just like, what is happening? This is weird.
Nimue's gonna step out from the forest with a fair amount of confidence and walk over to Krigga and Sinead and join them and say,
I figured it was best if we stuck behind in case there was any trouble.
Indeed. I do not know what these groups will do when they have left. They could easily just come back here and perhaps even attempt to take their vengeance out on me. I care not. But it occurs to me that over the course of our short time together, Nimue, he looks down at you now because he's significantly taller than you for a change. Your questions are perceptive, and before this knight takes these folks to safety, perhaps you might have some questions.
Well, I'm sorry if my hearing was a little hard from far away and all the shouting. Why exactly are you here, Knight?
With the kingdom of Suzail and the state that it's in, there are not many purple dragon knights who wish to help any longer. Many have gone north, or they've left the knighthood altogether. I am one of the few who still hold to the purple dragon knight code. So I feel it is my duty to help those in need.
I see. And what are you doing with all of these civilians?
Ensuring they get to their home of Suzail.
And you came across these two warring groups then?
Yes, they snuck up on us. There was nothing I could do to stop them. Not until you showed up.
I see. You seem to be frightened quite easily. Though, such a large dwarf, and she looks up to Krigga, is a bit unsettling, isn't it?
This is probably about the time when Krigga would shrink back down to normal size, too.
She looks over the Krigga and says,
My. That's a little bit, what's the word? Well, let's say our purses will be not so light now that you're small with all the ale you could have drank.
Krigga will chuckle at that.
These groups, they only know strength. When you show strength greater than theirs, they flee.
Even the druid.
Especially the druids. They revere the green dragons. If the dragons themselves show fear, then what else will they fight for?
I see. And why were they feuding with those men?
In the past 50 years, the Fire Knives and the Green Druids have claimed this forest as their own. They have been fighting to claim what is theirs.
I see. Territorial dispute. And do they ever come into the city?
Not of Suzail, but occasionally they will pillage various towns that reside within the forest.
The Fire Knights. Who are they?
Fire Knives, you
Knives.
say?
Sorry. Thank you.
They are a group of Dragonborn and half-dragons who have come together. They are the most prestigious of these half-dragons are of the red, and below are the other colors. But they found a sense of communion, so they stick together.
Were they ostracized in the city for looking the way they do?
It is hard to say specifically with each and every member, but the Fire Knives have had issues with the royalty in the past. They have been eradicated. They have come back in full force.
I see. I feel I understand such prejudices. Nevertheless, I assume you're moving towards the town then?
Yes, I will be escorting these innocents to Suzail. What brings you through the King's Forest?
We are to meet Lady Asmora and the Evening Star. You know anything of her?
Yes, a kind and gentle leader. Since Queen Rhaedra's descent into madness, she has become the herald of Cormyr.
Seems to be the general consensus with most we've spoke to. We have been sent here because it seems as though there have been many issues in Cormyr. Hoping we may help, of course. What concerns us the greatest is stories of a Draco Lich. You know anything of this?
I have not heard such a tale. Dracolich.
Yes. Our necromancy seems to be at foot in Cormyr. Seems like there's plenty of undead about. We've heard tales of vampires roaming.
Yes, the night masks have become ever more aggressive.
I've heard they've become quite emboldened with the state of Cormyr currently.
I am working towards uncovering their secrets. If you find yourself in Suzail again, I would appreciate the help.
We just might. Really depends on what Lady Asmora has to say to us. But I fear that we'll be dealing with quite a bit of problems. The vampires being one of them. Knight, what is your name?
I am Sir Corbin of the Purple Dragon Knights.
She's gonna very, softly kind of bow her head at him. My name is Nimue. These are my companions. Sir Corbin, I believe we might seek you out in some distant time. You said we would be able to find you in Suzail?
Yes, I will be staying there for some time, trying to uncover the secrets of the night masks.
I see. Nimue's gonna look back to Krigga. Do you think that there is anything I could have forgotten, Krigga?
No, I think your questions were excellent. Many things I would not have thought of. Thank you.
Yes. Well, Sir Corbin, I'm glad that we could help you with your issue. But I'm afraid we must be on our way now. The Evening Star.
Before you go, you see Sir Corbin put his fingers to his lips and lets out a long whistle. From the trees, you see a small calico cat sitting on the branches. This is Thistle. She will be able to guide you through the King's Forest.
She doesn't have a propensity for birds, does she? And then Nimue kind of strokes Merlin's breast.
She prefers fish.
Very well then.
Nimue is gonna look over to Sinead to like gauge her reaction right now.
What do you think Sinead's reaction is? She's pumped. This is like the cutest cat. It's a little calico. Are you kidding me? Sinead is she's very excited. She cannot contain her enthusiasm. She is reaching for this cat.
The cat softly jumps from the branch onto the ground.
Sinead's gonna try and pick up the cat.
Okay. The cat seems fine with you picking her up.
Okay, Sinead's gonna kiss her head.
The cat scrunches at your kiss.
Outstanding.
Scrunches her head.
Oh, she's so scrungle. Sinead's very pumped, but she's gonna put the cat down and give her, a few very enthusiastic pets, and look to Krigga after and say, I thought that dragon was cute, but now this is really cute, and I'm quite enthused about this situation now.
I told you when you were a little girl last that the temple would allow no pets, but I am glad that you have perhaps discovered a new friend on your own when you can.
Well, if it's between me and the temple and this cat, well, I think you understand where my stance is. I think I'm a
Indeed.
born adventurer for life now.
Thank you, Sir Corbin, for your help. We will take good care of your companion Thistle. At least my companion Sinead will.
I'll treat her the best. You can count on me.
Sir Corbin gives you a bow and takes the commoners along the road. You see little Thistle begin to walk along the road.
Sinead follows.
So you walk along this road for some time.
Drew, do I
Yes.
notice anything strange about this cat?
What sort of strange are you looking for?
Well, I guess my question would be because, I know that my bird isn't really a bird. Can I tell if this cat is really a cat or if it's something more akin to what Merlin would be?
Give me an Arcana
Okay.
check.
That's a 4.
Okay. From your best judgment, you determine this is probably a real cat.
Okay.
All right, let me see something real quick.
Nimue says, okay. Creep is so disappointed in that role.
I don't know. The cat seems a little sus, but
You sus of cat?
yes, I'm sus of everything. This is Nimue. She's probably the most paranoid one of the entire group.
Okay, they got a cat now. All is well in the world. Don't worry.
Yeah, Sinead has a cat. I got a boyfriend. Things are going great in her life.
Things are coming up, Sinead. I'll tell you.
Okay. So you follow this Thistle the cat for quite a while. And it begins to turn to sundown. You need to make camp for the night, unless you want to keep walking during the night. It's up to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think we'll camp.
Okay.
For the best.
Yeah, agrees.
Sinead will start sort of like dooting around to put up camp.
Okay, you set up your tent. You set up your camp. Start a fire, right? Okay, fire. All right.
I don't like the way you said that. Don't like the way you said that at all.
What's wrong with fire?
The way you said it, that's what.
That's probably why. Okay.
I didn't mind it until you just said you did.
Here's my question. We all have dark vision, right?
I have dark vision.
Yeah, I have souped up dark vision, no.
Brad, do you have dark vision?
No, he does not.
Oh.
I was gonna say no need for a fire.
I was gonna say I didn't think so.
Plus the cat. The cat doesn't have dark vision.
Yeah, he does. Or she does.
She does?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's not a real cat.
I was gonna give you a whole list of facts about cats and their vision.
Oh, wait. Oh, cats don't have dark vision.
No.
I forgot about that.
Cats actually
huge
have
controversy.
worse vision in the night than they do in the daytime. It's a common misconception.
Yeah, so Thistle does not have dark vision. So I guess you're making a camp anyways, or a fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay. We'll be fine.
Is that okay if we make a fire?
Yeah.
That's up to you.
Yeah, it's fine. We got
See, when
Thistle
you-
here.
You say things like, "Oh, it's up to you to make this fire. If that's okay." That makes me really nervous.
I'm not trying to convince you of
Krigga
anything.
seems completely comfortable making a fire.
There you go.
And he will start talking about who's going to take what watch when, and he's going to take the first watch when it's time for bed.
Sinead will take second watch.
I'll take third.
I guess I'm on the last watch.
It's basically daylight at that point. It'd be fine.
He's not even going to wake you up. I have a feeling.
So Nimue speaks up and says,
I could always put Merlin on watch for us. He would alert us if anyone came nearby.
This is true.
Why don't you do that? He can make it through the night without rest.
Yes, he can.
Why don't you do that, and I'll still take first watch, and if everything goes okay, then I'll just leave the rest of the evening to him. Just to make sure with those two groups of ruffians on the loose that they don't try to catch us right after
Of course. And
we settle down.
the vampires.
Indeed.
Vampires, you say?
Nimue looks at Sinead when she says that. Like, remember those?
I remember those.
Sweet dreams, honey.
Sinead just sort of like her cheeks, like half her face goes bright red, and then half her face kind of goes like ghostly white, both in fear and other things.
Yeah, so I guess that's what we'll do for the watch, is we'll have the bird watch all night. Krigga will take he'll take a normal watch, and if everything's fine, he'll just go to sleep and leave it to the bird.
Yeah, Merlin's kind of gonna like post on a tree right next to camp and just overlook. So he's got like a little bit higher of advantage. Nimue's gonna stay up for quite some time since she only needs to have a trance.
And Krigga, with his runes that he has active now, he has dark vision out to 120 feet.
Holy
That matters
shit.
to you.
God,
My god.
brag about him, don't you?
Krigga's eyes just look like night
gonna-
vision goggles now.
Extendo eyes.
They just telescope out of his head and he starts scanning the forest.
Go gadget night vision.
That's gross. That's so gross.
It's a bit horrifying.
Yeah.
They just get big like golems.
We hates it.
We do hate it.
We hates it forever.
Have we eaten this on this day?
No, you have not. You can eat now.
Okay, yeah.
What?
Sinead's gonna eat one of her rations, but she's gonna share it with Thistle.
Okay, do you have a fish ration?
No, it's just a regular ration.
Oh.
She does not eat regular ration. Is there a stream nearby that I can go fishing in?
Roll nature.
Oh my god. Gotta do some math. It's a 14 total.
Okay, so you find a nearby stream where luckily you find some sleeping fishes.
That's so convenient. I just snatch them right up. I'm just that good, and then I feed the cat the
Exactly.
fish. Great. And then I'm
Okay,
gonna go to bed.
All right, so Thistle takes the little fish and she goes and takes it into a nearby bush.
Oh, fucking cute. Love this.
Okay, so as you settle down for bed, you start to notice a strange mist beginning to rise from the ground. Let's see. So the mist begins to grow thicker yes, go ahead.
This is everybody that notices this?
Yes. Well, if you're awake, yes, you'll notice. If you're asleep, then no.
Nimue, I imagine she's been sitting, because she only has to trance for like 4 hours. She's just been like hanging out at the campfire, probably with Krigga keeping him company. And she's probably using her thaumaturgy cantrip to like play with the fire and like turn it different colors and make it flare up here and there or die down.
I was just wondering if this was like right away or after a little bit. Because Mars probably would have tried to pass out like
So
quickly.
it's a gentle thickening of the mist. Eventually, after a while, it'd be too difficult for you to see through. Does anyone want to? Okay, so Nimue would have been awake noticing this mist. Marzander is asleep. Sinead.
Also asleep. After she
Sleeping.
fed the fish to the cat.
Okay, yes. And Krigga, you would have noticed too.
Yep. Krigga will make a comment to Nimue. I like not this mist. It seems unnatural with its growth.
Very unnatural. Should we wake the others?
Krigga's already getting up to go wake Sinead up. And Krigga will absolutely wake Sinead up.
Sort of like, jump awake and I guess look around and take in the scene around them.
Not morning yet, lass, but something odd is happening.
She's gonna grab her mace and get up and sort of take an offensive stance.
All right, so Marzander, what are you doing? Are you still asleep? Did he wake you up?
No.
I would get up while Krigga is getting up and go find go get Mars up basically.
Okay.
Mars, wake up. Something's happening.
I was just resting my eyes, and I'll open them and sit up kind of like the Undertaker does, like kind of.
Perfect.
All right, so you begin to notice strange shapes forming in the mist. At first, it's hard to figure out what they are, but as you begin to look closer, you see the outlines of slender figures with pointed ears and grace movement. It seems these shapes begin to dance and twirl around the campsite, almost like they're performing a dance of or celebration of sorts.
How far away from us are they?
They're like in the middle of the camp.
Oh, they're at our fire.
Yeah, they're like they're
okay.
dancing right in front of you.
Oh.
Mars will join in the. No, I'm just kidding.
Can I make out anything more about them than just silhouettes, or is it like the fog came in so thick that you can only see like silhouettes through the fire?
So you can see figures, like the mist is forming actual shapes of people, but you don't see any definitive features like a face or anything like that.
Okay.
Krigga's gonna mutter something to Sinead on the side. Lass, can you discern the nature of these creatures?
Sinead can, I believe. Yes, Sinead will go ahead and cast Eyes of the Grave and to see if they are undead.
That's a good question. Yeah, let's say they are. You do notice an abundance of undead surrounding you.
With her mace sort of raised up and her other hand also raised, loose and with her fingers out, she will call out to these figures. Be still, you abominations.
As you claim this, they seem to begin to dance even faster.
She will look at Krigga and say, "This is unnatural. This is wrong. Whatever this is, it is undead."
Undead, you say?
Could be those vampires. Could be something else. It doesn't matter. They'll be dead soon. Fully and truly and wholly. As is the word of Kalmvor decrees it so.
Okay, are you going to take any other actions?
Yeah, I am.
Krigga's just waiting for a cue from Sinead.
As I hear her calling out and doing that, I'll get my bow ready and aim it towards them.
What is your AC, Creep, for Nimue?
12.
Okay. Sinead's going to cast Shield of Faith on Nimue. You get +2 bonus to your AC for the duration for up to 10 minutes.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. And by doing this, she recites out a prayer of Kalmvor to protect Nimue from the unholy blight that is encroaching upon them. And that's all I'm going to do right now, other than just take that offensive stance, and she's ready to start whacking.
Okay. Let me see something. Okay. So sure, let's start a combat. Why not? I didn't plan for it, but you kind of brought it on yourselves.
Whoa! Wow.
You were gonna make an undead and think that Sinead's not gonna like flip out and just start whacking?
We're what, 5 sessions in? Didn't even learn this yet, Duro? You give me an undead, I'm gonna kill it. Do my initiative.
Yeah, rolled a 7.
18 for Krigga.
Nice. I rolled an 11.
Even though Marzander was ready, he's not ready.
Roll real good, party girl.
Oh, I rolled so great. My initiative is 2.
I specifically told you to roll good.
I do my best.
It's not golf. The lower number doesn't.
Damn it. I thought this was golf we were playing the whole time. What do you mean I bought these clubs for nothing?
Okay, let's see. Like I said, I didn't even have a comment planned for this. I literally just made it up.
Well, we're having a good time.
Okay. Alright, let's see. Nimue, you're going first.
With a 2?
Oh, wait. Oh, sorry, not Nimue.
What?
Sinead, you're going first.
Why am I going first? I only rolled an 11. Krigga rolled an 18. I don't want to go first.
Let me okay, initiatives didn't actually put the right ones. Sorry.
Just kidding. Haha.
Mars, you rolled a 7.
Yeah, rub it in.
What'd you roll, Krigga?
I rolled an 18.
Okay. And then Nimue, you rolled a 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I rolled a 1. I have a +1 to my initiative.
Solid.
All right, Krigga, you're going first.
All right, Krigga's going to reach out when one dances by him and smack him with his warhammer.
Okay. All right, you're gonna smack the closest dancer next
I
to you.
rolled a 17, by the way.
All right, so you're gonna swing at the air and you're gonna land a hit.
7 damage.
Okay. So your attack, let's see. How would I describe it? So you hit, but it's not as effective as you would have hoped.
The contact just didn't quite feel as solid as I would expect.
Yeah, didn't
Perfect.
feel as solid as you thought it would be.
Noted.
Okay.
That'll be my turn.
All right. It is one of these dancing mist creatures. I don't know what to call them. Someone come up with a good name.
Spooky scary boys.
I was going to say the inflatable waving arm, whatever it's called. flailing.
Miss Mans.
All right, so we're gonna have this one. This one didn't take a liking to Sinead's speech, so I'm going to try to drain some of your strength.
Please don't.
Okay, so that's a 14.
It does not hit.
Okay.
I'm
So
too spicy.
Okay, so this other one is the one that Krigga was tried to hit is going to also reach out and try to drain some of your strength. Okay, so that's a 24. A crit.
Yeah,
Okay.
I wish you didn't do that.
Okay, so. Oh, that is 19 damage.
Who? Why did you want to fight these? These mist ghouls?
And then I want you to roll a 1d4.
I don't want to. Also, I have 3 HP
Not
right now.
you, Krigga.
Oh.
Krigga,
I didn't take
taking
20.
the damage.
Oh, woo!
Yeah, Krigga, you're taking this.
Yep. What do you need me to roll?
Roll a d4. Okay, so your strength is reduced by 2.
Okay.
It is Sinead's turn.
Outstanding. Sinead is going to call out to these creatures. Hark, you unholy beasts. I am your maker, and I will send you to your redeemer now. And I'm going to cast Sacred Flame now on whichever one is closest to me.
Okay.
That's a 10 plus 5, so 15 total.
Okay, you see this creature, this undead spirit, explode in rays of light.
Oh.
As if it's susceptible to this type of damage.
Then Sinead will call out to the rest of the party. Use your fire. Kill it with fire.
Oh, is this fire? I thought it was radiant.
It's Sacred Flame. So...
I thought Sacred Flame was radiant for some reason.
It is radiant. Just kidding.
Okay, there you go.
Retcon that.
Okay.
We'll fix it in post.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, radiant damage. Okay,
Yep,
still
sorry.
stands.
Just kidding. Instead, then, Sinead's going to call out. It is susceptible to the holy light of Kalmvor.
All right, Marzander. You've got 2 mist spirits.
Well, I don't have anything like that, so I'm going to shoot my bow at it. 16 total.
Okay, so you're gonna land the hit on this spirit.
5 piercing.
All right, so you see the arrow pass cleanly through. It doesn't hit right, but you still damaged it.
Yeah.
All right, so this third one is going to strike at you, Marzander. It will drain your strength. All right, that's a 22.
Well, that definitely hits. That's great.
All right, you take 10 damage. I need you to roll a 1d4.
Let's do that here. Ooh, a 4.
Okay, your strength is reduced by 4.
Cool.
And that is until you take a short or long rest. For both of you. All right, Nimue, it's your turn.
Yeah, I don't really have a lot of options here, so I am going to cast at I'm going to attack the same one Mars is attacking.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast with a little wave and point of my finger. That's a 19.
Okay, you're gonna hit it.
For 8 damage. Force damage.
Okay, so you see this this wave of force directly hit this mist spirit, and the the force of the force causes it to, you see like a burst of this mist, like losing its form. It kind of just dissipates. All right, Krigga, you're up again.
Okay, I'm gonna swing my Warhammer again at the one in front of me.
Okay. That's another
22.
hit. 22.
And 9. And then with my bonus action, I'm going to second wind.
Okay. That's a good idea.
That'll be my turn.
All right. Sinead, it's your turn. There's still one more mist spirit.
I have a quick tabletop question for you.
Yes.
Is Radiant Soul considered a bonus action? It does not say.
Let's see.
I can end it as a bonus action, but it doesn't say if it actually starts as a bonus action.
It says you use your action to.
Oh,
unleash-
I see. Okay.
Yeah, the first sentence there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Anyway,
It's
so
okay.
golly. Then I'm just gonna use Secret Flame again on the other one.
Okay.
It's 11 plus 5, so 16 total.
All right, you're gonna land your hit on this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was your damage. What's your damage?
Damage is a 7 on the die.
Okay, so the same thing happens with this one. Your attack causes rays of light to explode from the spirit as it perishes, I guess. Is that the right word?
Yeah. I like that word.
All right.
Does it dissipate again like the other one?
Yep, it does. With that, you do not see any other dancing spirits, and the mist begins to die down.
Well done, lass. That was some righteous fire from Kellenvor.
It was. What I'd like to know more is what are those creatures? And why did they come here? As she's talking, I'm going to cast Healing Hands on, I'm going to use Healing Hands on Krigga. You regain number of its hit points equal to my level. So you get 3 back.
Thank you.
I'm out of spell slots at the moment, so. That's the best
Okay.
you got right now.
Yep.
I'll take it.
So you guys should have regained all your spells from
Oh,
when you left. From when you left Candlekeep, you should have had all your spells recharged.
I did not put them back.
Well, there you go.
Well, in that case, then
Except for Nimue, your spells come back on a short rest.
Oh?
Yeah.
Get more shit about warlocks that I did not know. Jeez.
I am going to go ahead and upcast Healing Word then on Krigga. So it would be TD4, right? So that's a 3. That's a 4. Plus my spellcasting modifier is 5. You do the math.
Thank you.
7 plus 5, so yeah. Duro, did they leave any trace of themselves behind? No, like ectoplasm, anything?
Ooh, ectoplasm. Sure, why not? There's some misty ectoplasm left behind.
Let's what she's got. I am going to take a sample of it and put it in my alms box.
Okay. You have a container?
My alms box.
Oh, you're directly into the alms box. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Seems like a decent place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
she's
could go
new to the
wrong with
world.
that?
She's got to figure out what she needs to bring along, to start some weird random collection of undead leavings.
Yeah. Well,
How would she know beforehand?
exactly. Also, I'm sure it's fine. That won't
It'd be
be a
fine.
problem. Now, can I investigate this spooky, not ectoplasm, and see if I can figure out what it is at all? What these things were?
Sure.
Okay. What do you want me to roll? Investigation
Yes.
or history? Because I'm proficient in history.
Investigation.
It could be in history, though, Duro. It's a 17 total.
Okay. So you spend some time looking at this ectoplasm. It is gooey. It's translucent. It's giving off some mist.
Mm-hmm.
With let's see, what could it mean? So they were definitely you definitely figure out that these were once living people. That wasn't apparent. They could be haunting this place, but it doesn't seem like they necessarily are. You may be able to find ruins nearby, because these spirits usually inhabit where they died, so they might have died nearby.
Okay. Anything else that you want to give me, or that's it?
Let's see. Maybe if you studied it for a bit longer, you'd be able to figure out more stuff.
Okay.
But that's your surface understanding of what it is.
Okay. With that being said, I guess while the rest of the party kind of reconvenes, Sinead is going to take out her prayer wheel, and she's going to attempt to pray over the land, in hopes to kind of put these spirits at rest.
Okay, so during your prayer, you can sense a large amount of, I would say, negative energy in this area. There's probably been a lot of death nearby, but you're not exactly sure for what reason or what the cause of it is.
Okay. Sinead will look to the rest of the party, and for all that you have seen of Sinead, she's pretty happy-go-lucky, if not a little bit over-eager. And she looks very serious in this moment. Not what you're used to seeing from her at all. And with her prayer wheel in hand, which is a very intricate metal device that spins at the top in different layers and has bells attached to it by a chain link. And she holds it with sort of like a white knuckle grip, as if to ground herself. And she'll say to the party, I don't know what died here. I don't know how they died. But there is unrest in these lands. And I hate to be the one to slow a party down as part of my first adventuring group. But from time to time, I ask you this, that you allow me the time to pray of these lands, to ensure these spirits move on. For all the trouble that we may see, that is most important to me. Is this agreeable to you all?
Krigga just says, whatever you need, lass. I'm with you.
I can be patient.
I do agree. I'm crawling back to where I was laying before.
I thank you for this. Now, if you'll excuse me, I feel the need to commune with Kalmvor. And she's going to sort of go back to her spot where she was sleeping and sort of just take that time to really reconnect herself after being face to face with another undead.
You also see Thistle come out of her sleeping bush.
Her sleeping bush.
That is so
Also-
cute, I can't stand it.
Also her eating bush. She just comes out, sits down, see what's going on. Seeing that whatever was happening is over, she just goes back into the bush. She'll stay there for the rest of the night.
What a great cat. Classic cat.
Yeah, she was no help. She was
Krigga's-
too tired.
Yeah, Krigga's going to ask Nimue if she thinks that Merlin can keep watch the rest of the night, because Krigga now is feeling the need to rest.
Of course, Krigga. Merlin will take good care of us. He will let me know if anything happens.
Krigga's going to bunker down for the night.
Merlin's still up in his tree. How far into the night would you say we are, Duro?
You're well within, like, past halfway through the night.
Okay. Nimue is going to take this opportunity to also go into trance and expect that anything, if anything were to be off, that Merlin would fly down and basically snap her out of her trance.
All right.
Peck at your face.
Yeah.
Okay, so luckily, nothing else happens throughout the night. You awake from your slumber after a long night's rest. Do you have any morning routines you want to get out of the way? You see little Thistle come out of her bush, waiting patiently in front of Sinead. Waiting for some food.
Are there any more sleeping fish around?
You could have caught some. You could have caught extra.
Yeah. Well, can we say that I did?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'll give her another fish, and I'll give her a little pat, and then a little kiss, and then I'll smack on her little booty cakes.
Hey, Drew, does the overnight count as a short rest in our
Yes,
system?
it is a short rest.
Okay.
Just trying to remember how that all works.
Yep.
Thank you.
A normal long rest before is not a short rest, and long rest takes 7 days now.
Thanks.
You could also do you could also do a breather, which is a 1 hour short rest, but you take a level of exhaustion. Right. Go ahead.
Sinead's just gonna do her normal, morning routine of prayer, but with a little bit extra emphasis on these grounds. Once more before breaking down camp.
Okay. The other three of you, I guess, jump up, pumped, ready to adventure, right?
Absolutely. A fine day.
You know it.
Dinway just kind of slowly stands from her trance, calls Merlin back down to her shoulder.
Krigga seems a little awkward. Wait a minute, I got a question. So, did you say that the strength that we lost during that combat comes back after short rest or long rest?
Short and long. So you're good
just
again.
Change that back. Okay.
Yeah.
I'd almost forgotten about that, but I had it written down. Yeah, totally ready to go then.
Okay. So once again, Thistle the cat leads the party along the trail towards Evening Star. After some time of travel, you walk along the road, and up ahead you see a sign which reads, Town of Weymouth ahead. On the sign, just below the name, you see the population delineation has been crossed out several times, showing as of recently the population has been reduced to 520 from a high of 600.
Sinead will look at this and then look to the party and say, it seems as though something has taken over the city, or is currently taking over it.
These lands seem to be quite troubled.
It could be something sinister, or it could be just the general feeling of the area and people moving away.
After last night, I find myself quite disturbed. I am akin to think that it may be the former. I don't think that people are just simply moving out. I do believe that there is trouble afoot in these lands, more than we bargained for.
Okay. So Thistle could, after you guys discuss this, Thistle continues forward. As you approach the town of Weymouth, you see that it is a small community with quaint houses and shops lining the streets. The buildings are made of a sturdy wood and stone with thatched roofs and chimneys, releasing wisps of smoke into the cool autumn air. As you walk along the streets, you notice Town Hall, which is situated in the center of the town. The door is open and you can make out the human-like figures walking about within. So do you guys go towards this town hall, or do you want to check out the rest of the town?
I'll most likely be following, but keeping like a watchful eye for anything that might look suspicious.
This is Evening Star, right?
No, this is Weymouth. It is along the way.
Do we know how far out from Evening Star we are?
So, in your journal that you have in the handouts, you should see the Cormyr map. On the map, you're about this in the center of King's Forest, and you're about halfway to Evening Star. there's just one other town in between called Deadluck.
Oh, Deadluck. Sounds like a great place.
Yeah.
Nimue is going to look to her companions and say, does anyone need anything while we're in town?
Perhaps a healing potion or two while we're out here.
Could see if there's any for purchase.
Couldn't hurt.
Yeah, Krigga just shakes his head. He doesn't need anything. But he's happy to wander around with you guys while you do some shopping.
A couple healing potions couldn't hurt.
Is there...
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Do we see any stores or anything like that around?
So you do see one or two that are open, but the majority are currently closed.
I guess Sinead will kind of poke her head in the first open store that they come across.
Okay. Let's see. All right. So you enter the cozy stall with that has bells attached to strings just above it. There's a scent of herbs and spices, and you see various bags of foliage that has been gathered set on the table. You see the store owner is a kind-faced half-elf woman with auburn hair and green eyes. She looks at you and says, "Hello, welcome to my stall. Can I get you anything?"
Sinead kind of steps in further closer towards her and says, yeah, we are looking to see if you sell any healing potions, something for a weary traveler.
I do have some in stock. I am a purveyor of oils and balms.
And how much would it be for one?
That would be 50 gold pieces.
Might I go ahead and take 4 then, if you have them?
Very well. These items are crafted with care and precision.
Well, I certainly appreciate that then. And she'll hand over the gold coins. Might I ask, while we're here, is there a reason why your population's dropping? I saw the sign on the way in.
Yes. The children have begun missing. There's, in fact, a town hall meeting taking place at this moment.
Oh. Curious. Well, we'll certainly have to poke our heads into that town hall meeting. I appreciate your kindness there.
day.
And to you. And Sinead will return to the rest of the party and then pass out the healing potions.
All right, so each of you get one healing potion. It's 2d4 plus 2 healing. Remember, if you use an action to do that, you get the full benefit. If you use the bonus action, you have to roll for it. Just so you remember.
I will do my best to remember.
I'm not going to remember.
I will remind you.
I know. Enduro we trust.
Yeah.
Mars will say, "Thank you. How much do I owe you?"
Don't worry about it. Just try not to get hurt. My healing is limited and I can only do so much. So consider it a favor for now.
I will try my best not to get hurt.
Should we peek in at the town meeting? Perhaps we could learn a little bit of information, carry along with us to Lady Asmora.
Well, I agree. But that shopkeeper, she informed me that the reason why their population keeps dropping is because children have gone missing. I still think that we ought to take in that time to see to this town hall.
Yes. I do believe that we should peek in. Have a listen before we are on our way. The more information that we bring along with us to Lady Asmora, the more helpful we may be.
I agree. And Sinead kind of dour sort of tucks in on herself and starts, I guess, heading towards where this is.
Nimue is gonna follow along and let Sinead take the lead on this because she's a lot more approachable looking than me. No one wants to see me walking through for the small, strange looking child.
This little weirdo.
You have to be careful. You'll go missing too.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, wait.
I think you need to calm down.
I think we found our bait to find the source of this missing children situation.
Okay, as you make your way to the town hall, you see inside. It itself is a sturdy stone building with wooden double doors leading inside. Once you enter, you see that the interior is spacious with high ceilings supported by wooden beams. There are benches lining the walls and a raised platform at the far end where the mayor stands looking grave. The mayor, a middle-aged man with graying hair and a serious expression, clears his throat and begins to address the crowd. Now, I know you are all concerned about your missing children. I have personally asked the Purple Dragon Knights to visit the town to investigate, but they have informed me it would take several weeks before they arrive. Until then, I am opposing a sundown curfew for all children in the settlement. I promise, as your mayor, we will find your children, hopefully alive. Now, if anyone has any information which can help in this search, please bring it to my attention. You can sense the tension in the room as the mayor speaks. The townsfolk murmur to themselves, exchanging worried glances. Despite the gravity of the situation, You can sense a sense of community here, of people coming together to face a common threat. But then you notice a few of the townsfolk stealing glances at you.
I try to blend in with the wood behind me. No, I just hide behind Sinead, act normal.
Sinead just kind of like flourishes her cloak out a little bit. You don't see anything. Don't look at this strange woman.
Sinead, I believe it should be you to address them.
Nervously, Sinead sort of takes a step forward then. And she's holding her alms box and says, I don't mean to be intrusive. My friends and I, we were passing through on sort of a bigger mission of sorts. However, I understand that there is some trouble in your town, and I'm not sure what help I can be, but we did encounter something strange last night, and maybe it might be of useful information to you all.
The mayor raises his hand in acknowledge your presence. Yes, go on. You may be of help in our dire situation.
Right? Well, I don't mean to be rude, but I think your lands are kind of cursed with the spirits of the dead. Just last night, my friends and I were attacked by some sort of unsettled spirit, and see, I'm a cleric of Kalmvar, and I'm the sort of person that destroys the undead through swift and righteous justice by ways of death upon the undead. Right? And I found this sort of goo stuff, and she's going to open up her alms box. She's so earnest in this, and she points to the goo that she has collected. Maybe that is sort of a lead for you. I'm not sure, though. I would need more context as to the circumstances of these children being missing.
The mayor gives an inquisitive look at your box of ectoplasm.
Shut up, creep.
I said nothing about your box. Thank you.
Sorry. My box of ectoplasm.
Yep.
See, with my holy power, we were able to strike these feral beasts down, and I smited them in a sort of way. Or smote. I'm not too sure which one is the correct phrasing. But through the power of Kalmvar, I was able to help vanquish them, and along with my friends here. We were quite successful, as you can see, but I don't know if this is going to help or not. I'm just trying to help here.
There is an old tale. This is the mayor speaking. There is an old tale of elves who once inhabited this forest. I am not sure if their spirits live on, but it may be connected.
Elves, you say? Oh, funny you should mention that. Those weird spirits that we smote, and sent back to their makers, had pointed ears like elves, and they were dancing all around like, I guess like elves would do. I'm not entirely sure. See, I am not entirely familiar with the world outside of the temple in Skullcrag, but I imagine that elves would like to dance. But most importantly, they had the pointed ears. That was the important part there.
Nimwe's gonna step out from behind Sinead and kind of come to stand at her side. Can you tell us the story of the elves?
Yes, the story of the elves. They were once a proud and mighty people that lived here in the King's Forest. That was until the purple dragon known as Stelgor claimed this forest as his own and destroyed the elves.
And before that, were the elves a peaceful people?
They kept to themselves.
Interesting. Well, I can confirm, like my friend Sinead here said, that those were in fact the spirits of elves. I would have to assume they were very restless spirits. Though they didn't immediately attack us, I'm afraid my companions are not too keen on the undead. They didn't come to us until, of course, we did something about them, but I could see how they could be a part of the issue here.
Well, to be fair, Nimue, she's gonna look at Nimue. To be fair, they were unholy blights on this righteous land, so...
Yes, Sinead, you had every right to do as you did. I do not question you. Don't worry.
I appreciate that.
You see one man in the congregation stand up. He holds back tears in his eyes. Please, kind travelers, I beg of you, help me find my daughter. She's a sweet girl, just 10 years old, with long brown hair and bright green eyes. She was playing in the woods behind our house and never returned. I've searched everywhere. And the other missing missing children's parents have too. We're at a loss. But I did find this, where she was last seen. A tiny, delicate moth wing. It's not like any other I've seen. The man pulls out a strange silver moth wing with hints of green. Maybe this can help in your search.
I'd like to take the wing from him and inspect it.
Okay, give me a nature check.
Inspector Nimue.
God damn it. That's a 16.
Okay. So, you're proficient in nature, right?
I'm not, no.
Okay. Okay, I'll let you have it this time because I didn't check before. But in the future, we'll only have rolls if you're proficient in it.
Okay.
Okay. You do recognize this distinct moth wing as very reminiscent of those which grow from pixies.
Beautiful.
Ah, I see. the wing of a pixie. I believe they're a bit of a troublesome creature. You say that you know where the children were last seen. Was it all the same place with each of the children?
As a matter of fact, they all went missing around the same part of the forest.
Very well.
She's gonna turn back to her companions and kind of gauge everybody's reaction right now.
You see Sinead very much inward and knitting her brows. She's invested in this moment.
Krigga's got no expression on his face at all. He looks neutral.
So I have a question, Duro. When we were outside, did we see any horses or carts?
Outside, as in
like in the town?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there would have been horses and carts.
Okay.
Perhaps you could spend a day and go into this area where they say the children have come missing. And in exchange, perhaps we could get a little bit faster travel to the Evening Star. I did see quite a few fine horses and a cart or two. I think it is a little tribute to ask for such a heroic act. That is, if we are to truly return the children. But I would suggest that we spend no more than a day on this. We have this whole day to do this. If we fail by the evening, I think we must move on. Wouldn't you all agree?
I think that is a fair offer then.
Agreed.
Krigga, as the wisest of us.
Obviously scoffs at that, just snorts, and nods his head.
He is older than her, isn't he?
Oh, he's old. Yeah, he's like...
Yeah.
He's
I figured you were older.
200 years
She's
old.
old, but I'm pretty sure Krigga has at least a century on her.
Yeah, he's up there.
She smiles at his scoff.
He knows what you're trying to do, is what you're getting out of that scoff.
She's just buttering that bread all day. She's gonna turn to the mayor, assuming because he's so close to us that he would have heard everything that she just said, because while she said it quietly, it was more so to not say it so loud as that all the people in here could hear, but that the mayor could hear what she's saying.
Yeah.
Do you think that this is a fair proposal, Mayor?
I offer you the finest horses and carts this village has to offer.
Very well, then. I do hope we will find your missing children.
And then she's going to turn and look to the congregation of people.
Now then, will you take us to where you last saw the children? We will start our search there, and if any of you have any additional knowledge, on our way it would be best to tell us now.
The man that spoke to you about his daughter waves to you like a follow me sort of wave. But no one else in the congregation has anything to add to what he has said so far.
Okay. She follows along.
Okay. Does everyone else follow along too?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So the man brings the four of you to his home, where in the back, there's a clean line of trees which leads to the into the forest. He walks to where he found the wing. And he says, "This is where I found the wing, where my daughter was missing."
Very well, then. You should remain safe. Go back to the town. We will return by nightfall to let you know the verdict of our search.
The man goes back into his home, waiting for your return.
Is this a dense part of the forest that he took us to, or is it like a clearing?
It is a dense part of the forest, yes.
Okay.
It's an old part of the forest.
Okay. I am proficient in perception, so I would like to see if I maybe pick up on anything out of the ordinary.
Okay.
I'm
Go
also
ahead.
proficient in that.
Don't copy her.
This is the one time you're allowed to copy me, Rad.
Okay.
You're helping. All right. That's a crit. So 23.
Okay.
Yeah, dog.
No need to help.
Don't even need your help, jeez.
Okay, so as you examine the surrounding area, you notice let's see, so you rolled a perception.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you do notice small feet being led off into the forest, like child-sized feet. You do not see any other sort of markings in this general, like the general vicinity. But towards the forest, you do see little shimmers of light, like falling down from the trees. Like little sparkling pieces of dust.
Nimue is going to turn to Sinead and say, I do know you've studied all manner of things, as you've said. Did you ever perhaps come across the study of pixies? You know any lore of them?
Do I, Duro? Can I do a history check?
Yeah, you can do history.
Okay. It's a 13 total.
Okay, so you know pixies as being particularly mischievous, not necessarily out to hurt anyone, but more to get a good laugh at the detriment of others. They will often trick people, travelers, to like go off in different directions. They might try to trick them into giving them their money. They like to like play tricks on people, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Sinead will tell Nimue, well, while they lack malevolence, they are tricksters of sorts, so be wary of this. They don't typically mean perhaps harm per se, but they're not necessarily kind either.
You wouldn't happen to know of any creatures that the pixies fear?
do Andrew? Me.
That's a good question.
Creepy little girl children looking things. I don't know.
So
We got one of those with us.
Birds.
I would say they would fear anything that's so the pixies are also able to become invisible at will. So they aren't necessarily afraid of anything, naturally afraid, but if you are aggressive towards them, then they will run away.
She'll basically say that in so many words and say about well, they're not the type to necessarily show themselves easily if they're frightened. So I think pretty much anything bigger than them that can swat them.
Well, then perhaps we should just proceed with caution. Follow these footsteps into the forest.
I agree.
Okay, so you find these footsteps of a child size, and you also see the pixie dust falling from the trees. So you follow these footsteps into the dense forest for quite some time until you find a stream running through the forest, and these footprints stop at the base of a small stone bridge. Which spans over the stream.
You said that's where the footsteps stop. Is that bridge?
Yes, they stop at the bridge.
Do we see them continue on past the bridge at all?
You'd have to cross to see.
Sinead will look at Nimue and say, well, I'm going to look past this bridge, see if we see any of those little footprints that you saw. And she'll kind of carry on.
Krigga's going with her.
Okay, so just you two across the bridge?
Yeah, Nimue's gonna stand and watch and see what happens.
Okay. Marzander?
Yeah, I'm staying on this side of the bridge right now.
Okay. So Sinead and Krigga take a step on the bridge before plummeting through it. You fall through this illusory bridge into a small pit.
Great.
Oh, let's see.
Oh, wait.
You fall. Let's see. You fall through this this illusory bridge into this pit, and you take 3 damage.
How far down are we?
It is 15 feet down.
Oh. Sinead's not worried. She kind of gets up and dusts herself off. How wide is it?
It's not particularly wide. But as you fall into this, you immediately see through this illusory spell which has created a bridge and a stream. You realize neither one are actually there. It is just a pit that you fell into.
Krigga's totally going to yell up out of the pit. It's all an illusion!
Oh, go ahead.
I'll have with that being said, Marzander and Nimue, roll a wisdom saving throw to see if you can see through this illusion.
12.
Oh, 5.
Okay, Marsander, you can see this for what it is, but Nimue, you still see this bridge as being there.
Can I hear them?
You can hear them. You don't see them though. You also, as you fell in, you also hear little giggles coming from the trees.
Krigga looks at Sinead in the pit. When I climb out of here, I'm gonna wring some little pixie necks.
Well, I've wanted to do this for a little bit now, and I think I'm ready to do it. Krigga, if you don't mind just backing up a few paces.
Krigga backs up. He has no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Sinead's gonna concentrate real hard. Like, real hard, and she, like, sort of, like, squeezes her eyes shut. And after a moment or two, you see she's gonna go ahead and cast Radiant Soul. And you just see 2 large wings, ethereal wings, jut out of her back.
Oh, dang.
Do what?
I said, oh, dang.
Oh, and they're not white or golden or anything specifically pretty or magical looking. They are definitely ashen gray. And so would the color of her eyes suddenly glow, and she is going to shoot up. Can I dash?
Yeah.
As I fly? Okay, she's going to dash and fly up about 60 feet up into the air. And she's very pumped about this. She's very excited, and you see sort of like an accomplished smile on her face, like, oh, yes, I did it. At last, I can do this now.
So you fly out of the pit, way above the tree line. You're just floating there.
Yes.
In the clearing that's above the tree.
Yep.
Krigga's gonna yell up, Z, throw me a rope.
As you're doing that, Marsander, you look down and you see your shoelaces have become undone. And you see that they're moving around as if they're being tied together.
I'm gonna kick.
You kick the air. You don't feel anything that you hit, but you hear the rapid sound of fluttering of wings.
I'll probably call out and say, damn pixies here. As I'm like kicking, still trying to connect with whatever's messing with my shoelaces.
All right, so you don't see them messing around with your shoes anymore. You're able to get your rope out.
And luckily I did have a rope. So I will put it down for him.
Krigga will climb up the rope.
Okay, you get out of the pit.
Nimue's eyes have kind of turned to the canopy of the forest, and she's glancing around. Do I see any of them in the canopy?
You do not see anything in the canopy.
She's gonna call out to them. Now, this is all fun and games, yes. But there are adults back in the town that are very worried about their children.
I know that you don't mean harm, but you hurt them. Do you know this?
You begin to hear the tiny voices all around you saying, "Come play with us forever. Come play with us forever."
No, we cannot do that. Give us the children, or we will have to do something horrible. And when she says horrible, she is going to cast thaumaturgy, and her eyes are going to begin to glow this really ominous bright red, and the smoke of her shroud of sorrow is gonna begin creeping out from her robe and up her neck.
As you start doing this, you hear loud-ish gasps from the pixies. You hear the fluttering of their wings around the trees. And you hear the branches rustle as they fly through the branches.
I can see you all, she's gonna say to them. I'll follow you wherever you go. I'm definitely trying to like be very persuasive about this.
Are you trying to be forceful persuasive or Nimue persuasive?
Nimue persuasive. Yeah, like
Okay.
she wants them to believe that she knows where they are and she can actually see them.
Okay, give me a persuasion check.
All right, I'm going to use advantage on this.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't even need it. I just rolled another crit. Sheesh. So that's a 24 from me. Better safe than sorry. I have no more advantages. Using them for fucking pixies.
What else are you gonna use them for? You see at the foot of your foot a single pixie who has allowed you to see who they are. You see a tiny winged fae, almost human-like in features. They have long pointed ears like elves, but she's wearing bright colorful clothing made of leaves. She looks up towards you and she says, "Please don't harm us. We're just having a bit of fun."
Where are the children?
I will take you to them. Just let us be.
No tricks.
No tricks.
I would 100% like to insight check that.
Okay.
I am proficient in that.
That's a 21. Ooh, my opalite dice are on fire right now.
You notice the quick, mischievous smirk on her face as she said it.
So I'm gonna double cast Thaumaturgy here, and while my eyes are still glowing from it, now the earth is going to begin to tremor, and my voice is going to be like booming 3 times louder than it was before, and it's kind of echoing around me like I'm almost trying to mimic this godlike creature. I said no tricks, Pixie. I told you already. I know things. Take me to the children.
The pixie cowers in fear from this booming voice. She slowly gets up. All right, no tricks. She turns around and begins to march in the opposite direction of the bridge, like across the bridge. She lowers the illusions. Now you see the pit for what it is.
This is his new D&D night thing. Get out of here.
Okay, so the pixie takes you to takes you further into the forest, where you begin to notice the same sort of eerie fog that was in the forest the night before. You eventually come to sort of a wall of fog, but you see the pixie walk through it.
I'm assuming we're probably also following.
Yes, all of you are following.
Yeah,
All of you are
I
following.
just think Sinead's just up in the air. Like,
she's come back down. She's just kind of like floating along.
Before I walk just like straight into the fog like a total dummy, I'm gonna kind of peek my head into the fog.
Okay, so you peek your head into the fog and you see beyond it, so you go through, it's just a very thin section of mist. You're able to see through it. You see, as in this a clearing, in the center of the clearing is an ancient stone altar. You can tell that from its from the designs, it's of elvish architecture. And circling around this altar, you see the bodies of children laying down.
Well,
Like in a big circle around it.
Are they dead?
You can't tell at from this distance.
against Nimwe's better judgment, she's going to step inside the mist and start heading towards the bodies, hoping that her companion's fucking following. She knows Mars is. Mars wouldn't leave her side, but
Sinead's following.
Yeah, Krigga's in.
Okay.
I'm probably the next one through.
That was too enthusiastic of an okay.
I see. You see what I mean? It's like ugh, mind games.
Okay. Anyways.
You want to build a fire? Okay.
So like I said, in the center of this clearing is an ancient stone altar. It has carvings on it, which depicts images of trees, leaves, and animals, and intricate designs of people, that sort of thing. On this altar, you notice a broken sword with the blade that glows faintly in the sunlight. Let's see.
I would like to note that I assume that Sinead is probably going to go right towards looking at the kids.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a medicine check
where
on them.
Nimue is going right towards that altar. She's not touching anything, but she's definitely going to approach it and look over everything going on very carefully.
Okay. So like I said, you found this altar, has a sword, a broken sword on it. And the design is elvish with trees, animals, that sort of thing. Sinead, you check on the children. It seems that they are alive. They're still breathing and everything. It appears that they are in a slumber.
Sinead's pretty spicy. She's pretty upset about this. And she'll look to Krigga and then Nimue and then eventually Mars and say they're alive. I'm not sure what's wrong with them, but they are alive.
Is the pixie still here?
Yes, the pixie is still here.
Okay, Nimue is still like fully outfitted in like glowing eyes. When she turns to speak to the pixie, her voice is still just booming and ominous. What is the meaning of this, pixie?
A sword. A sword.
What is it?
The ground begins to like tremble again.
Speak to it.
Is this another one of your tricks?
No tricks.
Insight check.
Okay.
Little bastard. All out of specials. Oh. Dirty 20.
Okay. So by her words, you see she might be hiding something, but she's not. It doesn't seem like she's playing a trick on you.
Okay. She's gonna kind of like bend down lower, putting her face like closer to the pixie.
Speak what you know, pixie. You hold back from me.
I promise the sword will answer all your questions.
Why do I feel that you do not tell me all?
You keep secrets from us.
Get out of here. I'm busy.
Did the pixie say, I keep secrets?
No, he keeps secrets from us.
Who is he?
Erendor, the king of elves.
Do I know this name? As an elf?
Roll a history check.
Okay. I'm not proficient in it.
That's fine. You're an elf, so you know elven lore.
That's a 17.
Okay, so you know of the great King Arendor who once ruled, like Sir Corbin told you about. No, who was it? It was the mayor. The mayor told you about the elves that once lived here.
Right.
You recognize King Arendor as the last great king of the elves within the King's Forest.
Okay. I'm going to turn now back to the altar and look to the sword. What of this sword?
You said, what of this sword?
Mm-hmm. Like, what of this? Like, what is this?
To the sword?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she speaks to the sword.
Okay. You hear the voice of someone speaking to you in Elvish into your mind. Does anyone else speak Elvish?
Not I.
Okay, so
Nope.
then this voice will only speak to you then anyways. Who dares disturb the resting place of my people? You look around and you don't see anyone nearby until a figure materializes from the air in front of you.
Can everybody see him?
Yes, okay. Everyone can see him. It's an elf man dressed in fine robes and armor with a regal bearing that suggests he is of a great importance.
Comeliness.
Yeah. Comeliness.
Hot.
Is he hot?
Asking for a friend.
Just wondering.
Yes.
Nice.
All right. So he asked, who are you? Why are you here?
My name is Nimue.
She's gonna push her hood back off of her head, revealing her own elvish features.
I have been sent by the town with my companions. We seek the missing children. What have you done to them?
They are my children now.
For what purpose do you need so many children?
I intend to reconstruct my once great kingdom.
How do you think you will do so?
I have taken the children of elvish birth, and they will be a new people.
These are not your children.
Who are you to say?
I believe.
And she's going to look around, like behind her to her companions.
Most unfortunate to you, King. Dead King.
She emphasizes that specifically for Sinead because she knows she's gonna awaken something.
That we are your demise. We will not leave here without these children.
You see the sword lift up.
I am, because now I realize that I'm speaking in Elvish to this dude, so no one fucking has a clue what I'm saying. I am going to dig at my pouch really quick, and I pull out this little piece of copper wire, and I kind of point it over to Sinead, and I'm gonna cast message, and she's going to hear a whisper in her mind from me that says, "This man, he is the dead. He wishes to take all these children. We must destroy him."
Sinead doesn't hesitate at all. She's gonna imagine she's sort of crouched over one of the children, and I'd imagine she still has Radiant Soul active. And she's going to stand and face this dead elf man, mace in hand, and she will call out to him, "Are you the dead?"
He doesn't seem to respond. I think he only speaks Elvish.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to Sinead. She will, if he does not respond to her in common, she will then say to him in celestial, "It is my divine right, then, to kill you once more and see that you are brought back to your maker." And I'm just going to go ahead and cast Sacred Flame on him. I'm just going to do that now.
Okay.
Keep in mind, it's extra radiant damage. Do you want me to go ahead and roll?
Yeah, go ahead.
Never in my life do I need a 20 more than I do right now.
Use an advantage, Bones.
I'm going to use an advantage, Bones.
Okay.
First one's a 5. Woo!
Woo! Friendly reminders from your party.
Second one is a 19, so it's a dirty 24. Suck my nuts, dead elf dude.
So, how would you describe this attack? It's like a ray of light?
Yeah, so what you see in Sinead's hand is this crackling ray of just gray light. And it is, I mean, it's dim, but it is powerful. It is of the colors of Galmvor, and it juts out directly towards him in a holy righteous moment. And she is feeling holy and righteous.
Of course.
And she's got her mace up as well. She's ready to start fucking whacking some nerds who are dead who need to stay dead.
Okay, so you.
I mean, do my damage?
No, it's all right. You
Okay.
unleash this attack, this powerful attack at this spirit,
Mm-hmm.
and it strikes him to his core, and he falls down in a pool of ectoplasm.
I'm going to collect more of it.
Okay. His sword, which was before floating, falls down onto the altar, and it bounces up and down before it settles.
Is it still glowing?
It is no longer glowing.
I'm gonna collect his sword.
Okay.
At this point, if you just tell Sinead something's undead, she's probably going to kill it.
Yep.
I mean, does she really have any other mode than Righteous Fury of Undead? That's kind of like default, isn't it?
Awkward Flirtation is the other mode. The third and most important mode is I'm doing my best.
That's the best mode.
That is the best mode. She's going to go ahead and put her wings away at this point. And she is, she's a spicy little lady. And she's going to sort of hulk over to Nimue and this puddle of goo. And with wide, unblinking eyes, she will sort of look down to Nimue and say, you did right by that. And she is like pumped. She got to have her wings out. She got to kill the undead not once but twice today. She's pretty pumped. And she is going to go ahead and collect her goo sample into her own
put more goo in her box.
Yes.
Put a lot of goo in that box.
While you're collecting it, you see Thistle come over, and she's curious about this goo on the ground.
In her internal softness, Sinead will sort of scold the cat. Don't look at that goo. It's not milk. Sort of wag a finger at her.
She taps it with her little hand.
Oh! Her little paw?
Yeah.
She baps it?
Yeah.
Nimue is in her head like, that's not a fucking cat. She's starting to become convinced that this is not a fucking cat.
Sinead is delighted, however. The dichotomy here.
Nimue turns and looks to the children. Is there anything happening with the children now?
The children, you see them begin to rustle as they awaken from their slumber.
Sinead looks at Nimue and says, would you like to approach them, or would you like me to send to them? She's still sort of like amped. Like she just drank like 10 Red Bulls.
Oh no. Nimue looks to her and says, you've done a great thing here today, Sinead. I believe your god would be very proud of you.
There is always work to be done when there is undead afoot.
Yes. She's like, says this like, oh, we know. You sweet thing, we know. I do believe that you should approach the children. And she's putting her hood back up at this point.
Sinead's finally kind of getting it. Like, Sinead just knows that Nimue is her friend and that she's nice to her, right? And that's a nice thing. She does not quite connect that she is weird looking and might frighten people. But she's starting to kind of get it. And she's, right? No problem. And she'll start approaching the children and sort of like trying to like gently wake them, and says, have no fear there, child. It's all right. It's your old friend Sinead.
They give you a confused look as if wondering where they are.
See, don't panic. No problem. See, I'm an ASMR. That's sort of like something akin to an angel. And I've come to help you out of this weird forest here.
You're speaking to one of the little boys. He says, a forest angel?
So, I'm not necessarily a forest angel. I'm more of like an angel of death and doom, but I'm here to help you. Don't worry.
He gets a shocked look on his face. And
No, don't cry. It's okay. Don't worry. I just killed the undead. I don't kill children, just so you're clear. But I'm going to take you back to your parents now. Isn't that nice?
So the children stand up and begin to gather in a group.
Is the mist all around us still?
That has dissipated very slowly. The mist receded back into the ground.
Sinead's gonna try and get all the children to line up single file.
She's
Okay.
now a school marm.
Yeah. Like a nice, neat little row.
Krigga is so amused right now.
And do they do so? Do they listen to her?
To the best of their ability.
She'll help them. She'll fix it.
Okay.
She'll make it nice and perfect, and
Right.
they're like in height order, and it's really good. And Sinead will look to the rest of the party and say, "Right, should we return these children then?"
I believe so.
After you, Mom.
Just you wait until something else is calling me that. Well, there's a little bit of an issue there, but we'll continue on. And Sinead's gonna start marching with the children and just sort of like beckoning them to and saying, "Come along then. Here we go."
Okay, so the children follow you through the forest.
Are they
As
also
she's
marching?
doing that, is the pixie still there?
Yes.
Nimue is going to turn to the pixie and she's gonna kind of crouch down to get more to the pixie's level, and by now the thaumaturgy has worn off from her.
You have done a good deed today, Pixie.
The pixie puts her hands behind her back and kind of like twirls on her foot.
The gods will smile upon this.
And she's gonna pull from her things the wing that the person from town gave to her.
I believe this belongs to one of yours.
Yes, at just so coincidentally at that moment, a wingless pixie runs over and takes the wing.
Is there anything that I could do to repay you?
Promise us this. Never to hurt a fae while in our forest.
Nimue's gonna put her hands behind her back and cross her fingers.
I would never hurt a fae in your forest.
With that, the pixie flies off.
Pixie tricks on pixies.
All right, Sinead, you're leading the children out of the forest.
In a perfect little line.
Yep.
Like little ducks, and she is the mother duck. But she hatched all of them herself.
Blood eggs?
Good eggs.
All right, the three of you will follow in tow, I guess.
Are they also
Yep.
going to be in the line?
Yeah.
Thank God.
Krigga's at the tail end of the line, and he is absolutely doing exaggerated marching.
Okay. What were you gonna say?
The kids aren't like frightened by me or Nimue, right? They're fine with us.
There are some children staring at you, yes.
Sinead will remind them it's rude to stare.
Nimue giggles.
I'll lift up my mask just a little bit and like stick my tongue out at one of them, and then quickly put my mask.
Alright, so you arrive back in town. And you take the children to the town center where all what seems to be all the townsfolk come in and begin to pick out their children, give them hugs, embrace them, that sort of thing. The mayor comes out And he says, "My, you've done such a swell job finding those children. I could never have found them myself."
Wow.
As promised, you shall receive the finest horses and carts in all of Weymouth.
I was muted.
No, you weren't.
Oh.
To everybody else, I was.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm glad that we could be of service.
What time of the day is it for us right now at this point?
It is now getting to nightfall.
Do you think that we could ask one more favor of you?
Of course. What could it be?
May we stay here so that we do not have to travel at night through the forest? I believe it is unsafe.
Yes, I shall arrange for the finest room at the tavern.
Thank you very much.